Episode 23 of the Redmont Rangers Road to Glory career mode here on EAFC 24, and we have a big game to get to in this episode. The EFL Trophy Final versus Portsmouth. Our first Wembley date in our very first season. One game to get to before we get to that game though, so we've got this home game against Grimsby to simulate. We should, since we have a fairly big layoff between the games, be able to go out with our strongest 11, with the exception of a couple of players who seem to be on international duty at the moment. So Elijah Just is one of those, but Ryan Lancaster can easily step in for him, and Rhys Bevan will drop out of the side for Jose da Silva. Other than that, strongest 11. And so let's quick sim this game and see how we get on in the league. Still chasing Wrexham, who are ahead of us in first place, but we do potentially catch them a little with a 2-1 win over Grimsby here. Goals from Stanley and Burgess. Wrexham do lose as well to Gillingham, so we're not going to be able to see the standings just here. We're going to have to jump into it. But if we look at League 2, we are a game ahead of Wrexham now, but we are 2 points ahead of them. So with a win in their game in hand, they can still take top spot, but we are top of the league for now. Frederick Smith's transfer to Drogheda United has gone through. 185k we ended up getting for him. The best possible deal tells us we could have got a little more, but I'm not too concerned about that. Roman Hewitt is looking to cancel his contract, and that is not something that I would like to happen. Hewitt, I think, has big potential, so we're going to promote him to the first team. Walter also has come of age now, so he's 16 years old enough also to make the first team, so we'll promote him as well. And we have another monthly scout report to look at as well, so another goalkeeper I'm not interested in. This guy looks like he could actually be a defender, so although he looks very low rated, we're going to sign him. Ian James we don't need, and then Cody Powell looks like he could be a defender as well. So hopefully, if we check on that objective again now, we have got 2 out of 3 defenders signed, so that's actually going to be big. If we can just sign one more defender before the end of the season to our youth academy, we will hit our critical priority, which will be big. So match day, Wembley Stadium, the final against Portsmouth, the EFL Trophy. We should have those guys back from international duty now, which we do. So Rhys Bevan's going to come back into the side along with Elijah Just. We're going to have to be a little more selective about who we have on the bench in this game as well. But we will go with Ford and Anderson, Dalton, Taylor, Hutton, Stanley and Bevan. So our strongest 11. I'm going to go without a goalkeeper for this particular game because you never need them. And that's going to allow us to go with an extra midfielder. So we're going to bring Gibbs in here, Francis Gibbs to Vide, and then our best defender to be on the bench will probably be Da Silva, I would say. Or no, Bullock. Bullock's a bit more versatile and a higher rating. So that'll be the lineup for the Portsmouth game. And I can see nothing other than jumping into it to be necessary. So 2.5 stars, Portsmouth. The strongest side that we've faced so far this season by far. 4 wins in their last 5 games. Bishop up front is a key player. They're going to try and play out to the wings, so this is not a playstyle that we've seen a great deal so far this season. Maybe once, maybe not even that. They're going to press aggressively to win the ball back, but they're going to build up fairly slowly and target the wings by the looks of it. 70 attack is the strongest attack we've faced. So it's going to be a tough test. We'll go to the press conference before the game and see what questions the media have for us.
Start taking questions now.
Are we worried fatigue might be an issue? We're not. Fatigue really not an issue at this point. What's the mood in the camp? We always respect opponents, especially Portsmouth. Like we said, the toughest opponents we've faced this season. How confident are we can continue turning in this level of performance? I think there's more to come. Still only season 1 in the road to glory, so definitely more to come.
Okay, guys.
So, let's jump into it.
Days of anticipation have led up to this, an occasion worthy of a packed stadium. Don't miss a second. Stay with us for every minute of the action.
Well, no doubt about it, the nerves have been jangling.
Not too much build-up there. I expected a little more for the EFL Trophy final, but very little build-up indeed, even from FC24's lowly standards. Eli Justin looked to get in behind early. Jake Dale making one of his trademark runs, but Eli just ignores him. He does pull it back now. Jake Dale, and within the first 2 minutes, Redmont Rangers are 1-0 up in the final. Eli just drives into the penalty area, pulls it back for Jake Dale, who buries it in the far corner. And Wembley goes wild.
Well, here's the replay. He's done really well to get his head up.
A really direct, aggressive start. Takes 2 Portsmouth defenders out of the game. And the keeper's got no chance. Right into the side of the net, tucked away neatly in the corner from Jake Dale. And an absolutely blistering start to the game for Redmont Rangers. Portsmouth don't know what's hit them. We know by this stage now, though, the game is far from over. We've been unable to keep a clean sheet in the last several games, and already Portsmouth forming an attack of their own. Aidan Hutton, though, there to snuff it out, and Noah Burgess will try and come away with it, which he manages to do. Drives all the way into the Portsmouth half. Jake Dale's running across the near post, can't quite get to the cross. Be interested to see how this wing play tactical. Oh, that was so long before the referee pulled it back there. Be interesting to see how the wing play tactical vision plays out. We haven't played against it a great deal so far this season. Portsmouth so far unable to form any kind of coherent attack, so haven't really seen how it's going to function just yet. Chris Bevan does well to keep that in. And we'll just work the ball across the back line. Try and settle the frantic start to the game down a little.
Make some progress with the ball at his feet.
Big switch of play here from Stanley, though.
Well, he overdid that pass and he knows it.
Poor execution. Good idea, but poor execution. And the ball goes out for a Portsmouth throw. Did say Portsmouth were going to be patient in their approach. I wonder if that will change at all now that they are goal down so early. Are they going to push the pace a little bit more? Definitely aggressive in their pressing, as the pre-match report said they would be.
Promising sequence. It's with Hutton. On to Taylor.
See if we can use that against them though. Teams who do press us quite aggressively do tend to get picked apart on the counter-attack. So that could be a weakness rather than a strength, really. So Eli just drives again. Jake Dale's not quite in the right area for a pullback that time. Sam Ford will pick up the ball, that will strike a goal. So will Brandon Anderson, just off the rebound. It's Jake Dale's turn to drive towards goal now. Cuts it back onto his left, but can't quite find enough space to get a shot off. Put the pressure on once again though, working it out wide left this time. Noah Burgess has made a great run, but he was just offside. Preparing to chip the ball towards the back post there where Jake Dale was lurking, but Noah Burgess goes a little early. Nice move from Redmont Rangers again though. Brandon Anderson wins it well. Oh, that's another poor pass from Stanley though. Not the best start to the game for the centre back.
Anthony Scully.
And Eli just has another chance to run at the Portsmouth back line. Centre back absolutely outpaced and just hits the post. I think the goalkeeper expected him to go far post. Instead he just pulls a little shot towards the near post. The goalkeeper potentially had it covered with the outstretched leg, but it's the post that ended up saving Portsmouth. There's a nice ball there though, and Portsmouth are in, and they have equalised essentially with their first attack, or with their first real chance anyway. From out of nowhere as level. A lovely little ball, and that's what a team like Portsmouth can do. And a great finish. And the Redmont Rangers celebrations are now over. The bubble has been burst. A lovely little ball from the Portsmouth midfielder just to slip it through to the on-rushing forward, who absolutely blazed it into the top corner. It could be an own goal, but it's a fantastic save from the goalkeeper. Great reflexes to keep out the deflection from his own player.
The accuracy department leaving a bit to be desired.
And it's a great catch from the goalkeeper there as well. Eli just causing all sorts of problems down the right hand side. His pace is just too much to the Portsmouth defence, and he could be in again. But Sam Ford can't find him this time. If Dalton does well just to see the ball out of play. Redmont Rangers dominated possession so far. We'll try and get Eli just in behind again, which it looks like we will. With first time cross towards Dale. And confusion at the near post causes Portsmouth problems for a moment, but between the defender and the goalkeeper, they do manage to clear it. And it'll be Portsmouth who now break. Dalton does well to stand the winger up again though. And just, oh, that's really poor. And Portsmouth have taken the lead. A really poor moment from the back line. Dalton stops the initial cross, but the ball somehow squeaks past him. Portsmouth pull the ball back and it falls to the feet of the striker. Sam Ford getting turned, all ends up. And it's just slipped into the far corner of the net. Aidan Hutton failing to react. I think he was surprised that the ball fell to the Portsmouth player, since Sam Ford looked like he had it under control. And after scoring in just the second minute of the game, Redmont Rangers now find themselves 2-1 down with half an hour played. Great first half so far in the final. Noah Burgess a little stuck. Rhys Bevan comes to help him though. And Eli just strikes at goal, too close to the goalkeeper though. Rhys Bevan did well to support Noah Burgess, who was held up on the left hand side there. Pulls it back across for Eli Just. But the goalkeeper with a smart reaction save. He's made a couple of them in this first half.
Well, they're certainly not out of this. They've created some good chances and good threats, but they need to be better defensively in the second half. It's part of what we see again.
Good block from Aidan Hutton this time. Portsmouth found themselves in a similar position, kind of in that low area inside the penalty box. But this time Aidan Hutton not making the same mistake that he did last time, managing to block the ball and clear it. Portsmouth will try the same tactic again though. They are really attacking down that left flank now. Similar to what we're doing on the right here with Eli Just. Lovely little ball outside the defender for Bevan to run onto again. Looking for Jake Dale. Don't quite find him at the near post. Brandon Anderson will bring it down for a moment. And the referee blows his whistle. We'll see what his decision is. It's a free kick to Portsmouth. Nicely whacked from Portsmouth again, and they find themselves with a little bit of space in the penalty area. Flash a shot towards the near post, but Elliot Willis is equal to it. He's going to have to be just at the near post. He does clear. Free header for him though. So you'd expect him to be able to deal with that. Another shot at goal and another save from Elliot Willis. Similar chance to the previous one, and again it's a corner to Portsmouth. Again it's Eli Just who deals with it at the near post. Sam Ford will challenge for the ball just outside the area, but it falls to a Portsmouth player. Stanley this time manages to clear. And Burgess somehow squeezes the ball through to Brandon Anderson, who sets Burgess off on his way. Portsmouth defender on this side a little quicker than the player that Eli Just has been paired up against. And Rangers find themselves away here. Jake Dale played in by Burgess, but it's not the best position. Eli Just at the back post can't get his head on it. And it looks like Portsmouth are going to bring the ball away and wait for the half-time whistle. Instead, they try and play the ball through, but Stanley just ends up giving it straight back. And the half-time whistle does blow at 2-1 Portsmouth. So a great start to the game for Redmont Rangers, but 2 goals in relatively quick succession from Portsmouth not only draw them level, but also give them the lead. We'll look at potential changes. I don't think there's any that we need to make just yet though. It's been a relatively positive first half, but I'm looking at the likes of Brett Gibbs and Samson Tavide on the bench to potentially make a difference late in the game if we are still behind.
Well, they've got things going again here. I wonder what kind of
For now though, I'm just going to bump it up to the attacking game plan. We do obviously want to win the game. We do want to press early in the second half for an equaliser, so not hanging around. But at the same time, I don't just want to gift Portsmouth another goal because we're throwing too many players forward. Oh, well done from Sam Ford to win the ball back there, but he ends up losing it almost immediately. Brandon Anderson snuffs out the counter-attack though, and Stanley will try and find a way to set a Redmont Rangers player free. Instead he does the complete opposite and allows the Portsmouth player to get in behind. Here's the save from Elliot Willis. Good reaction save with his left hand, but it was a shot from outside the area, not one that should be causing him too many problems. Again, there's a ball at the near post. Sam Ford deals with this time. Great challenge from Caleb Taylor initially and on the follow-up. Burgess will come away with the ball as Eli just makes a break down the sideline. Plays the ball in behind for Jake Dale. Doesn't quite get enough on it though. The ball kind of looped into the air really, rather than being played with any kind of power or we wanted a lower trajectory on it really. Jake Dale will continue to press, we know that much. Really well won from Caleb Taylor, but fortune shines on Portsmouth rather than on Redmont, and the ball falls to a player in a blue shirt once again. Hans Newman not best pleased with what he's seeing so far in the second half. We need to get on the ball and dictate the play a little more. That's really poor from Stanley. Stanley has been absolutely awful in this game so far. I think he's created as many chances for Portsmouth as Portsmouth have created for themselves. Good block from Aidan Hart, and Joseph Dalton won't get there to put the ball out for a throw-in, so instead it will be a corner to Portsmouth. I think this must be their fourth or even fifth of the game. Well won from Stanley. Does go some way to redeeming himself there, but it's going to take a lot more of those kinds of actions. Wins the ball again there though. Tries to set Noah Burgess away. The Portsmouth player manages to recover. And we simply can't get out of our own final third at the moment. Elliot Willis comes out and claims and sets Jake Dale away.
30 minutes left for play.
It's held up slightly by the Portsmouth players there, and there's just no support. Great challenge from Brandon Anderson though. Eli just can use his pace again. Squares the ball for Jake Dale. He plays in Sam Ford. He plays one more ball across to Noah Burgess, and a bit of composure is exactly what Noah Burgess shows, and he levels the game for Redmont Rangers 2-2 with an hour gone. Runs all the way over to the Redmont Rangers fans in the crowd, or is that the Portsmouth fans he's celebrating in front of instead? Really patient there.
To set up the job.
Jake Dale could have taken on a shot, Sam Ford could have taken on a shot, but instead
Smash it as hard as possible.
we just try and make one extra pass, then one extra pass, until Burgess is in the best possible position and he fires it past the Portsmouth goalkeeper for the equaliser. We have a little bit of momentum now. I'm not sure whether it's the right time to make a change and try and take advantage of that momentum. I'd want to bring on an attacking substitution, so either Gibbs or Tavide. I'm not 100% sure who I'd want to take off for either of those players though, so I'm going to leave it a little longer. We're an hour into the game, maybe we'll give it another 10 minutes or so, maybe 15, and then see what the status of the game is at that point.
Well, that's a really stylish piece of running.
I will, when I get a chance, just flick back to our balanced
Nothing comes of it.
game plan as well, and that's really poor from Sam Ford. He didn't see the Portsmouth attacker lurking there, and he's lucky because Joseph Dalton manages to find a way to get rid of the ball. Eli Just again is finding a bit of space down the flank. Can't bring the ball under control quickly enough to cause too many problems though. Harrison Stanley is shrugged off. It might be worth... That's a good save from Elliot Willis. I was just about to say it might be worth going with a 4-4-2 formation, which I think I'm going to do here. We're going to get a little aggressive. We're going to go and try and win the game rather than sit back and defend. So Stanley has been awful. He's going to come off. Dalton and Bevan are going to stay in the back four. And we are going to bring off Stanley for Samson Tavide. We are also going to leave it there. So Tavide on for Stanley. Stanley with a really poor performance in this particular game. And he makes way centre back for a striker. So Tavide's sweating already by the looks of it. It's obviously gone through quite a strenuous warm-up down on the touchline, so he should be raring to go. So a bold move, an aggressive move, I think is one that the Redmont Rangers fans in the stadium like to see. And it's one that has immediately come back to bite us, because immediately we go 3-2 down. And is that the player that Portsmouth have just brought on? I think it is. Tino Anurine. Poor one-on-one defending in the box again. Hutton again not quick enough to react. Elliot Willis again left with very little that he could do about that. And it was Anurine, the player who has just come on, so scores likely with his first touch.
What to like about that pass?
Oh, Sam Ford strikes his goal, but the goalkeeper's equal to it. I can't believe the referee hasn't given a foul there. I think it might be time to go ultra attacking, go with our... and the referee is just, he's in Portsmouth's back pocket. He's giving them absolutely everything and we're getting absolutely nothing. I think time to go ultra attacking though. We're going to go 3-4-3. Because we really are chasing the game at this point. We have plenty of substitutions as well, so although this game plan is going to be very taxing, very draining, we do still have the substitutions to make it viable.
Pressure applied. Can they make something of it?
Really unfortunate there that we're unable to come away with the ball, and I thought for a moment there that Elliot Willis had parried the ball behind him, but I think it was just a splash of water or something like that that kind of caught my eye for a minute. I'm just going to need to switch things up a little in this game plan as well, because I can see that we've got Tavide in a position that's not quite ideal for him. He's a little further back than he needs to be, and actually he's playing left centre back at the moment, because that's where we brought him on in place of Stanley. So let's make that change quickly now, and we'll register a couple more substitutions, which will be... Let's sort this out first and then we can see. It will be Gibbs on the right, and it will be Francis in midfield. It's a great chance from Portsmouth, and they fire themselves 4-2 ahead, and that's going to be the game. 10 minutes left, 2 goals down. Unable to really force anything in terms of a chance or any kind of pressure in the last 10 or 15 minutes since they scored the third. So don't really like our chances of being able to get back into the game now. Perhaps one Elliot Willis could have done a little more with on this occasion. I don't really think he had too much to do with the previous 3, but I think that's one he should probably be a little disappointed with. If he made the save there and kept us in the game,
10 minutes to go.
we very much still would have a game on our hands, but 2 goals down with less than 10 minutes to go now. And Jake Daly's so far offside.
It's offside.
He has to be more aware there. He doesn't know he's in the offside.
We have scored a lot of late goals recently, so I wouldn't put it past us to get 1 goal late here. But getting 2 is just a tall order. We have to win the ball back, and we simply can't. Fans have at least got their money's worth. 6 goals in the final here, and a very good game from the neutrals' perspective.
Too close to the goalkeeper. The Rangers have possession again.
Goal scorer Anurine hassling Samson Tavide every step of the way, but
Finally defending when it mattered.
I was going to say he managed to persevere and come away with the ball regardless. But eventually he does give it up to the Portsmouth defender. Well worked here though. He gives his away down the right, he plays it inside to Burgess, he gives it back to Gibbs, who'll drive into the box. 3 waiting, one of which is Jake Dale, but he can't get his head on it. Burgess wins the header, but Portsmouth take care of the second ball. And Portsmouth find themselves in again and slide it underneath the out-rushing Elliot Willis for a 5th goal. So if the game wasn't over already, it is now. Really taught a lesson by Portsmouth here. A positive start to the game with a goal within 2 minutes, but
Well, let's look at this
they've
again.
ended up putting 5 past
The ball
us.
changes hands. It's so quick, but you do have to ask questions of the keeper. Could he have done better?
Not the best technique from Elliot Willis there. If you're going to slide out like that, you've got to at least extend your left leg. And if he did that, likely would have blocked the shot. Eli Just will drive and try and forge one last opportunity, and he can't even do that. I mean, he does get the ball into a shooting position, but Portsmouth defender managing to nick the ball away just before he's able to pull the trigger. Could even be a sixth here for Portsmouth, and it's a good save from Elliot Willis to prevent it, but 5-2, 6-2 doesn't make too much difference.
Someone get on the end of this. Not the best clearance.
And we're just waiting for the referee's final whistle now, really.
And the shot.
Perhaps we got a bit too aggressive in that second half. Maybe we should have held on to the 2-2 draw and tried to defend it, tried to go to extra time and or penalties. I wanted to try and go and win the game though. I wanted to try and be aggressive, try and win the game rather than try not to lose the game. But it's ended up costing us, because as soon as Portsmouth scored
Well, just look at those scenes down there, Derek. What a contrast to
the third,
brilliant for the winners, despair for the losers.
we were always chasing the game then.
Team won today.
That just opened up holes in behind
You can see what it
and made it easier for Portsmouth to score a fourth and then eventually a fifth.
solidarity. And now they prepare to walk together in anticipation.
We watched Portsmouth lift the trophy. They were the better team. They do deserve the win.
They are the winners of this great cup.
Definitely a shame that it's not us here in season 1, but we'll have another go at it next season, in season 2. Should have a stronger squad then as well.
The sweet taste of success. And they don't want to let
And potentially it might be Portsmouth that we face at some point next year in the EFL trophy, so an opportunity to take revenge in the future potentially.
Top class performance.
We'll remember the defeat, just in case we are paired up with them next year.
the celebrations will be continuing long into the night.
Not too much to complain about, to be honest.
Fear of contradiction.
Portsmouth reacted very well after going a goal down, and you do have to say they deserve the victory.
Behind their team.
That's enough though, we don't need to watch that any longer. We'll see what Hans Newman thought of things.
Just a quick couple of questions.
Did we have to go back to square one, or do we have to go back to square one now and think again about how we approach high pressure games? Portsmouth are better than us on the day. We haven't had too many high pressure games to play in, to be honest. We were out of the Carabao and the FA Cup fairly early. We've had a relatively easy run of things in the league. So not too many high pressure situations, but this is one that we have experienced and can learn from. In case of too little too late, it certainly was. I think that's a bit of an understatement.
No further question. Thanks for your...
So Hans Newman not too unhappy, definitely some positives to take from the game. And we do get 60k for participating in the final there, so every little helps. Let's check in on the calendar. We have got an extra game here against Harrogate. So I was actually unaware that we had that game lurking at the very end. I saw all of these. I assumed that was the end of our season, but actually in like 2 and a bit weeks after the end of the season, we've got one lonely game here in May against Harrogate Town. So I think what we're going to do is simulate the remainder of these games and then leave it with Wrexham and Harrogate as our 2 games that we're going to play in a season finale double header in the next episode. So let's go through simulating those last few games that we have to play in the league ahead of those 2 final clashes, and that will set us up nicely for that final episode. So Gibbs can come in and start. A little bit of rotation for the players that are a little bit fatigued, and we'll see how we do against Gillingham. We do manage to keep a clean sheet, which is interesting. And Wrexham do also draw. So let's just check on that calendar again, because we do have 5 clean sheets in a row to keep. Can we still keep them? We have, that was Gillingham, that's 1. This will be 2, 3, 4. We can't, no. Maximum we can keep is 4. Alright, so that objective is gone as well, so we don't need to worry about that. Bullock's unhappy with his lack of involvement. I'm not particularly surprised. He might be a player we look to move on from in the summer. He's not played a massive part so far this season. I don't see him playing a big part next year really either, so there's just other players in this position who are better, who are more reliable. And where is Sam Ford? He's in there, but he's still tired, so we're going to give him a rest still. Bullock can play today, though. And Suhail's going to get a game, because he hasn't played in quite a while either. These games don't matter too much, to be honest. If we can get some wins to run Wrexham close for the title, then that is all well and good. Actually, Wrexham lose and we draw, so we are, I believe, 3 points ahead now. We are 3 points ahead and we're level on games. So actually that's a fantastic run of results for us. And if we go out now with our strongest 11, which I believe we should be able to do, we can potentially extend that lead at the top of the table there. I'm going to give Bullock a second game just because he is so miserable at the moment that he's not playing. And we might want to hold on to him next year. It's certainly not a given that we're going to sell him, but it's something that I'm considering. Let's see how we do against Notts County. We actually lose against Notts County, and Wrexham draw. So they do gain on us, but just a little. Only 2 points in it now. Newport, we're going to bring Bullock back out for Taylor and put Bullock on the bench. Let's sort out the bench properly just before this game as well. I haven't done that for these last few games. Let's put Burgess back in for Lancaster. Tavide, and then we need a fullback. And let's see how we do against Newport County. 2 points ahead of Wrexham with 3 games to play. This is the last game that we're going to simulate. And we draw again, so a series of fairly rough results for us, but Wrexham also draw. So there is all to play for in the season finale. Not too much going on in the inbox here. So 2 games left of this season. We have Wrexham at home and we have Harrogate away. So we have our rivals for the top spot in the league. Wrexham, the only team who could finish in first above us. And then we have our local rivals to close the season out in Harrogate Town. So in the next episode, that's going to be the final episode of the season, and we're going to play a double header. We're going to play back-to-back games, not simulating either of them. We're going to play Wrexham, and then we're going to go and play Harrogate Town as well. We are 2 points ahead of Wrexham at this stage. So a win in the next game would secure the league for us. A draw in the next game would not. A loss in the next game would be fairly catastrophic because we would be a point behind Wrexham with only a game to go. So it would be in their hands at that point. So if we can win the next game, we have won the league. If we can draw the next game, it's still in our hands. We really need to avoid losing the next game at all costs. So that'll be the next and final episode of Season 1 of the Redmont Rangers Road to Glory career mode here on EAFC 24. So hopefully you're looking forward to that as much as I am. And until that next episode, take it easy.